Yeah. First off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Today I want to talk about my opinion of Duke of Earl. Now, Duke of Earl is a movie that I grew up watching. My parents loved this movie. They used to stay quoting this movie. It was like, it's real 80s, like late 70s, early 80s movie. So I think it captures that time frame. I wasn't too old back then, but I remember from seeing my parents and seeing pictures. It really does capture that time frame. So we're gonna get into it. I have a few clips here we'll play, and we'll break down the movie here. So the movie starts off with Duke, the leader of Tokerstown. He is in, I guess, jail. He's in the county. Yeah, he's in the county with Indio. I'm gonna do a whole breakdown of Indio later, because he's something else, man. And I guess there's a guy, Mad Mouth or Mad Max or whatever. He comes over and he tries to instigate something. So this is where it kicks off at. So he's over here trying to check Indio. So he's over here doing like mind games and shit. So it's true. You can see everybody in the background getting all pumped up and shit. Like they want to see these motherfuckers go at it, right? And it's really over nothing. So he crosses the line, and Indio tells him, "You'll do anything I say," and it's basically mind games, right? They're playing mind games and shit. So that kind of shows Indio isn't somebody who's. It's kind of crazy because he's not somebody who's too aggressive unnecessarily, right? So let me go ahead and take it back a little bit. He's not somebody who's aggressive unnecessarily. He kind of plans things out, and he's showing that he has superior intellect over this guy, right? So he kind of checks him a little bit, but still, to me, doesn't really look that impressive. But he does show like he has a little bit of intellect over him. So after that, right, they get into that whole big old scene. Nothing happens, and then we switch over to Duke, because Duke's talking to Indio. Indio's about to get out. Duke's gonna get out soon, shortly after, and Duke's homeboys are coming up to him like, "Hey, what's up, dog?" And I kind of like this part because this is one of the parts that I always quote here.
The street in Tokerstown been at war for years, man. Yeah. Since when is Indio your friend, man? He's a ranker and he can't be gasted.
I said I made a B Street and I'm keeping it. I said
We could have killed him in the mess hall, but you had to step in, man. That's right. He'd be dead right now.
I said I made a B Street. I said, now get off me.
You know I miss.
Yeah, so that's one of the parts I like, where he's like, he's a ranker and he can't be trusted. We say that shit still to this day. But yeah, so they're warning him though. They're warning him, hey, we could have got this Vato. He's about to get out now, right? Like this fucking peace treaty you got with Indio, like we don't know. We're kind of suspicious of this cat. He's kind of low key letting him know we could still move on the Vato. He's getting out tomorrow, right? So we could still move on him. But Duke is like, nah, we don't want to do that. He's a feed Vato and this and that. And then he kind of puffs his chest out, shows his authority. He's the top cat right there for their neighborhood, right? So he's not gonna do anything. And he tells everybody stand down. So they stand down, right? But this next part right here I really love, because it shows the kind of motherfucker that Indio is. And that's why I'm gonna break this shit down later.
I said, now get off me.
You know I miss being with you.
So this kinda,
But since you got married, man, I didn't know if I was still your old lady or what. Where's your wife at anyway?
You know what, man? She's at home where she belongs, man. You know what? You're my old lady. You'll always be my old lady, man.
that was fucking scandalous. So she's like, you got married, I didn't know, bro, still your old lady. And this fool's he's like, oh yeah, you're my old lady. And then she's like, well, where's your wife at anyway? She's at home where she belongs. This motherfucker is dirty, man. And it doesn't stop there. He in this scene, he continues to reveal himself.
You know what, baby doll? No more lonely nights for you, man. It's all about me and you. You know that? Really enjoy it. Hey, Holmes, I heard when you're in jail, you ranked out by making a peace treaty, man.
Get him up.
Yeah, I made a phony peace treaty with the Vato Duke, man. But you know what? I said that was for survival, let's say.
Damn.
And I was outnumbered in there. All of them Vatos were from Tokerstown, man. You know what? I tricked that sissy Duke to believe we're gonna make a peace treaty, man.
That's fucking dirty. That is dirty. Because look at this. So he admits right off the bat, like he is a ranker and he can't be trusted. Like he is, because he admits off the bat, like, I made a phony peace treaty, like fucking I was outnumbered, and like, damn, like scary ass fool, man. For real, dog. You're telling all your homeboys and they're just accepting that? I made a phony peace treaty. Like, dog, what are you doing? I don't know. To me, I just trip out of that. Because first of all, he shows he has no loyalty whatsoever, right? He shows he has no fucking loyalty. He's with the hyena, like, no more lonely nights for you, baby girl. And then then after that, he's over here telling his homeboys, like, man, I had a trick that about the Duke. And I just like, that's fucked up. So that's when he gets out. Then Duke ends up getting out 2 weeks later. So Duke goes home, and one of the first places he goes is to visit his hyena, Gata, La Gata and shit. You know what I mean? She got some makeup all fucking done and shit. Her homegirl Robin was tutoring her. She's like, you gotta go because my old man Duke is coming home, right? And she's like, she got to look feed him for Duke or whatever and shit, right? So she's getting pumped up to see Duke, and it looks like it's gonna be a lovely moment. And this fool hears about the rumors that have been spread about her since he's been gone. So here we go.
I heard it through the grapevine that you were burning me with all kinds of guys. Is that true?
Come on, dude. 1 year's a long time, man.
Ha ha ha. Dog. Instead of denying it, like, nah, man, what the, that's rumors. Like, she, at least I'll give her that. She said the truth. But then she's like, 1 year's a long time. Like, ah, man.
I was lonely out here.
Justification, rationalization.
Man, Rascon and Zapato and Feo, man, and Conejo and Chili Willy. Is that
Chili Willy? You got Chili Willy. You got Feo, which literally means ugly. So Chili Willy, Feo, and Zapato, shoe. So she sounds like she's messing with some, like, I don't know. These fools are a trip. Conejo, I could understand. Rascon, I could understand. But fucking Chili Willy, Feo, and Zapato? Like, come on, dog. Like, what are you doing, girl?
true?
Okay, man, but I was lonely out here, dude.
Robin, don't hate.
Yeah, so that it just shows how it's kind of sad though for Duke if you think about it. Because the vato that he made a peace treaty with, no loyalty there. Gata, no loyalty there. So it's like everywhere he's going, there's really no loyalty. It's kind of fucked up. And they're undermining him at the same time. And I'm gonna show you another clip afterwards that's gonna show further how much more undermining shit can get for him. So it's a trip, but it switches over to Robin, the girl who was tutoring Gata. They go to her pad and they show the kind of dynamic there. She has like a racist ass dad and shit. So let's get into that here.
Attention to him. He doesn't mean a thing that he says.
I mean exactly what I say. And I'm telling you, I don't want you to go down there. They're a bunch of freeloaders. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so fucking, oh man, I think I missed a part there. So he ends up whooping her ass. I didn't put that part of the video in. I fucked up. But he ends up whooping her ass and shit. He talks a gang of shit, and she ends up crying and ends up running away from home. So it's a trip though. But it shows like this motherfucker, he's dirty. He's a racist motherfucker. He doesn't like who she hangs out with. And then it's a trip. So then we skip over to Cisco, right? Cisco's over here with one of his homegirls. She got the makeup on, all feed him, had the hair done and shit. And they introduce Wino right here, right? And I guess the preacher sees him. They start chopping it up.
You won't believe this, but that big dude's a new preacher in town, is there? My grandmother goes to his church. She used to be a gangbanger. He's from Victory Outreach, is there? Aw, come on, Cisco. Victory Outreach. I said, don't believe me. I said, you'll see those people make a lot of noise. They hand out a lot of those papers. Nah, I said, let's talk booze. I said booze.
I know Pisto real well. Hey, you know what? He's one of my favorite characters. I really like Wino. He's like, Victory Outreach. What the fuck you talking about, right? He's not used to all that shit. He wants to volo and have a good time and shit, right? So, but you have them. They're all getting ready to go to Duke's party. So they see the preacher and Cisco's just trying to acknowledge, like, hey, this Vato's out here making some noise in the community, right? And Wino's not trying to. Come on, I want to hear that shit, dog. Tell me about Pisto, homie. I know Pisto real well. So yeah, I always chip out of that shit. So then we get over to the Volo. Duke's out. He's ready to party. They're having a good time. And I like this dynamic between him and Wino. You don't really see them interact too much throughout the movie, but this is one part where they interact here. And I think it's really funny, and it shows like clowning and shit.
Man, let me tell you about something, man. Listen, mira, man, when I was over there in La Torcida, man, I was going to school with it, and I got my GED.
Hey, what's the GED?
But I live Wino, man, they give it to you because you got it right here in the brain, all right here.
Probably stole it.
I love that shit though, cause that's the way shit goes sometimes. You be clowning, you have one Vato out here trying to like, he has the floor. I mean, you could see Duke has that right there. You could kind of see he has that dynamic where he has the floor, he has the attention, he's talking, he's moving, he has to get the gab. You know what I mean? He's chopping it up. Everybody wants to hear, they're hanging on to that next word. They want to hear what he has to say, right? So you have everybody crowding around him. And then you have Wino, who's also there, but he also likes to keep things lighthearted, right? And that's why he's over here like keeping the conversation going at the same time. And he wants to make it funny. So that's why he's like, it means you got it up here. You probably stole it. They're clowning and shit. I love that shit. That shit reminds me low key of like backyard Volos and shit, the way we used to do it. But here's another part where Duke is undermined. You have Crow. This is one of the parts of the movie I really didn't care for. I was like, come on, dog. But here we go.
¿Sabes qué? Aquí para Loco Crow. Are you gonna take this body or am I gonna take it?
Aw, dog, Crow, what happened? So for me, I always chip out of that shit too. You look at, so Crow, again, undermining. This is the third time so far in this fucking movie that Duke has been undermined, right? You have Indio, who broke the peace treaty. You had Duke's homeboys, first of all, when he was busted, they tried to approach him, and they didn't undermine him. They respected what he said, right? So, but then you have Indio, who gets out, breaks the peace treaty. That was a phony peace treaty. You have Gata, who's over here being with all kinds of Vatos. Then you have this fool Crow talking about, I want to take the Vato. He wants to be like the leader of their crew and shit. And at that point, you know, just you could see that Duke sees he has to do something to show he's still the man. But this is what I don't like about it. It's like, come on, this motherfucker got slapped in front of all the boys. How you gonna let that ride, dog? Like, Crow, come on, homie. Not a good look, my boy. Not a good look. But yeah, I thought that was funny though. It is funny, but like looking at it from like real gangbanging shit, it's kind of like, man, what are you doing, G? Oh, and then right here, Wino gets caught slipping. So you have the Vatos from 14th Street looking for Wino here. Well, they're looking for Wino, looking for Tokerstown. And yeah, they're chasing him down. And you know what the thing about Wino is, because he's a funny cat. Don't get me wrong, but this motherfucker is never prepared. He's never on his toes because he knows Pisto real well. So this motherfucker ain't like thinking. He ain't thinking straight. He's a drunk. And this is what happens when you want to gangbang and just be a drunk all day. Like, dog, they're gonna catch your ass slipping because you ain't prepared. Right? See, they're fucking this fool up. And right where his gun should be, that's where he has his pistol at. And this is what happens. They start bombing on this fool. Kind of sloppy, I'm not gonna lie. But they're beating him down. They're beating his ass down. But yeah, I don't know. Look at Duke getting, he's over there getting his shit bombed on. What I really like too is the soundtrack, low key. Like the score. That's a crazy ass fucking sound right there. So it's a trip, man. So all this is happening in one day, right? So Duke gets out. He visits Gata. Robin was there. She leaves. Robin gets beat by her dad. And now Robin's gonna show up. And this kind of shows how scandalous Cisco could be, because Cisco's with Shy Girl. We haven't shown her too much here, but we're gonna see a little bit of her right now. It's kind of fucked up.
Hey, who's the baby doll in the room? That's Robin. She helps me with my homework sometimes.
You introduced me to her.
Cisco, I I'm sure, man.
Come on, Gato, don't be that way.
Cisco's
Come on.
dirty.
She's only 16.
Not too loud, man. Shy girls over there. Come on, just say nothing.
That is fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Look at Shy Girl. She got that look like motherfucker. Whoever the actress is, she played that shit really well. And she's like, this motherfucker, man. And he's like, hey, fool, like hook me up with that hyena. And then Gata's like, what the fuck's the matter with you, dog? Like, come on, you're like, nah. She just got beat down by her dad and shit, right? What the fuck you doing? She's young. Leave her alone. And he's like, shh. That was dirty, man.
Oh, man, she's had a rough night already, man.
Man, don't be that way. Come on, Gato.
It's because she's never even heard of any guys.
So what? This was the first time. Come on, don't be that shit.
Now, leave her alone. Go sit down. Cisco.
You hear that shit? She's like, she never been with no guys. Like, this is always the first time. That was an asshole, man. Low-key is one of my favorite movies in this character. In this movie. Yeah, so Gata had enough. She's taking off. I mean, Shy Girl had enough. She's taking off. Cisco's one of my favorite characters in this movie. It's probably him and Wino, low-key.
Are you okay?
Who are you?
My name is Cisco. I seen you come into the party and you look like you're hurting.
Okay.
Are you sure? You want somebody to talk to? I'm right here. You know, we can talk about it.
Trying to throw that weak ass game at her, and but it's effective for her because she's really going through some shit, and he's showing that he has some kind of concern.
I know you forgot that. It's okay.
I can talk to you just as good as Gato can. Let's talk about it. Are you sure? You look like you're hurting pretty bad. Well, you know, my name is Cisco. If you ever need some help, I'm always around the neighborhood, or we'll be in the front, so you can talk to me whenever you want, okay?
So he lets it be that was dirty, man. And his hyena was right there. Like, the motherfucker is ballsy, like, low key. This motherfucker's bold. He has his hyena at the party, and he's gonna slip into the next room and start rapping. I knew a gang of motherfuckers like that, low key. Like these fools were just scandalous, like top of the line scandalous. Like, dog, what are you doing? Your hyena's right fucking there, man. This fool's tripping, but they're bold. They're bold, and Cisco he's a motherfucking fool for that one. But later on, Cisco is telling Duke again, like, hey, I see these vatos from 14th Street running around, and this is where I kind of start questioning Duke's leadership skills, cause he's been told before, don't trust Indio. Then they're telling him right here, hey, watch out for Indio. And he's not taking any of this shit seriously. He's not taking any of it seriously. So I just trip out and like, what are you doing, homie? So here comes Indio catching this fool slipping, and he makes the first move. Bam! Cracks Duke in the mascara. What's up, fool? Pink, pink, pink. Oh, shit. These motherfuckers are getting down. The hyenas start getting down. Bam, bam. Not really throwing too many heavy punches and shit, but they're trying. It's kind of crowded too, low key. You can't really let your fists fly, I guess. I don't know. Look at this fat boy right here trying to do his thing. That's how probably I would look, all out of breath and shit. And then you have the preacher. He's trying to break it up. Everything's calmed down. Boo, Indio, I'm telling you, he's a fucking asshole, man. He's a fucking asshole. Like, everything's broken up, and this fool standing there, Indio takes a cheap shot at him. He's a fucking preacher. I guess Indio don't know who he is. And this next part, we always quote this shit. I always quote this here to this day. Who are those guys? I don't know why I always say that. Who are those guys? Who are those guys?
So what are you getting into it for, man? It's none of your business, sir.
What do you mean it's none of my business, man? I'm telling you about Jesus, man. You guys over here fighting, man?
Yeah, so they get into it. He kind of breaks it down for them. He breaks down his religious views, gives it to Duke, hoping that part of that will stick with him, right? Kind of planting the seed is what they call it. And then it goes out to the next scene, and we have Robin right here. Now she's fully embraced the Cholo culture, Chicana culture, and she's getting Cisco's name tatted on her because she thinks this is her motto. I love the interaction here. It shows how naive she is and how fucking scandalous Cisco is.
I mean, it's forever, isn't it?
Yeah, baby, you're my old lady now. And this proves it to everybody.
So right now he's like, yeah, it means she's like, we means it's forever. She's looking for somebody that she could trust, somebody she could look to, right? Somebody that she can be with, somebody security. She's looking for that security. And he's like, yeah, it means forever. Like, so he's assuring her of that.
You branded to Cisco, branded to Tokerstown too.
It means a lot to me.
That's fucked up though, cause he's like, you're branded, like kind of like you're my property, and she's like, that means a lot to me. She wants to belong, low key. She really doesn't like the home she comes from, and she's the only few people here who you can kind of see their backstory, so you can see where she comes from and why she's acting the way she's acting.
I'm gonna put my name on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Phil, maybe he'll do it. He does a bad tattoo. There, baby, I'm done. How do you like it?
They look bad. It's forever, huh, Cisco?
Yeah, whatever you say, baby.
Oh, again, man. She's like, it's forever, right, Cisco? Yeah, baby, whatever you say. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not taking that shit seriously, right? He's doing what he's doing, but it's just, I just trip out on that. And you have this one. This is real life shit too, right here.
I thought he was your old man.
This Heina right here. She's an instigator.
Man, I hate her, man.
Why don't you go take care of some business,
Yeah, I
sister?
should, huh?
Simone.
Sure, what the barrio's all about, man. She can't be taking my own man like that, man.
And she's an instigator.
Some business, sister.
Take care of some business. Like, come on, man. This is what I trip out on people like her, right? She's right here just smoking, instigating and shit. And low key, I like Shy Girl's look right here. She got the hat, the hair down. That's a classic ass. The rubber bands, that's a classic ass look, low key. The makeup on, like that's just dope. But her homegirl over here, a fucking dirtbag with the bandana and the poofy ass hair and shit, smoking. I don't really care for her, because if she was really concerned, she could have did something with Shy Girl. Like, why just smoke and instigate? Like, say, hey, fuck this Heina, man. She can't come over here and do that to your vato. Like you're the homegirl, right? But nah, instead, she's like instigating. Yeah. Like, that's fucked up, man. But she pumps up Shy Girl.
What Shy Girl's all about.
She's gonna show what Shy Girl's all about. So you guys, Shy Girl over here all pumped up now. Takes off the hat. I think I'm about to put on her hat.
Take me on a wet. Yeah, I want to make one thing clear. You part of Tokerstown or what? Yeah. I know just you into the game, huh? We all gotta go through initiation, you know?
That's true. You can't just walk in here like you own the place.
Be the one to sweep the floor if you would have better done that. Yeah, I'm right. Let's get it on.
If she wants to prove she's down, they have to get down now. And you got everybody crowding the place, so they're ready to go. They're not really throwing again. Like I think I like the movie, but the fights are not that realistic. Like maybe because it's a church movie though. This is a church movie. So they need better choreographers, low key. And look at Cisco right here just cracking up. That is fucked up, man. Cisco's a fucking asshole for that one. Like, he's just cracking up. His two hyenas fighting over him, low key. They break it up. Robin got beat down. Shy Girl kind of let out some anger. And then look at her pissed off. She is pissed. And look at Cisco.
Gang now, baby. You all mine? What I let? Say, man, I feel like something's coming down.
Yeah, so that's fucked up, because you could I think it skipped a part too, where you could see how Shy Girl was really affected by that. She was really pissed off. That's a fucked up moment. That's a low ass blow right there. That's a low blow. She just finished whooping this Heina's ass, and Cisco just comes, picks her up, and takes her away, and that's fucked up. So Shy Girl leaves empty-handed, and we get over here to this part.
Like something's coming down. And say, are you ready or what?
You know me, homie.
Órale, homie.
Órale, carnal. Hey, little brother, man. What's wrong with you? What's it?
Hey, so you know what? I feel like something's coming down. And say, you know what? Some ruca that lives in 14th Street called me up, man. She told me that they're coming down for pleito, man. They're coming down to fight, man. And she won't lie to me, Holmes.
They said, what happened last time, man? That big old soca Indio came over here, man. I stuck him and said, they're afraid of us.
I don't mean nothing.
See, this is Duke. This again, you start questioning his leadership skills. He's constantly being undermined, and now Cisco's trying to tell twice already. This is the second time he told him these vatos are on their way over here. There was another scene too where they let off on them, and Duke isn't taking this shit seriously. I don't know why. I don't know why he thinks it's some kind of game. Like, these fools are really out for fucking war. Like, this is real war and shit. And he's like, don't worry about it, dog. Chill out. Like, dog, what are you doing? Like, you could see Cisco's on edge here. Cisco's like, nah, like something's about to crack. Duke's not taking it seriously. So I never understood that about him. Like, why the fuck didn't he take this shit seriously? They could have been ready.
That's it, man. If they're coming down, I want to be ready, home.
See, exactly, just like Cisco says.
Ready or what? Are you ready or
Just
what?
kick back. Come on, man. What are you doing?
They're down the street. 14th Street's coming right now. Quick, man. I told you. I told you. They're coming down.
Yeah, Cisco did tell him. So here they come, old school. And I like the rides right here. That's one thing that was dope about back then. You had all kinds of, like, those rides were older rides, but that's because, think about it, back then it's like, this is the 80s. These were like 60s, 50s cars. So they're 20, 30-year-old cars. So that's why, you know, they had them, because they weren't the newer cars. They couldn't afford the newer cars, so they had older ones, and they fixed them up, and it was dope. Then you have here comes 14th Street. Indio right here talking shit. You got the strap in the back. You can see it right there. Boom! Fucked him up. Let's go, boy. Pink, 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 pink. So they're going at it. They're rumbling, ready to rumble in the jungle. Bam, bam. Again, though, they need better fight choreographers. Then they start getting busted. The Huras come, take them away. And dog. Next part is like, damn, man, that's fucked up. Yeah, look at Wino and the Hyena. I think that's Casper, if I remember correctly. He's like, he stood back with her because her arm's broken. Here comes Indio. Look at, a lot of that could be looked at as Duke's fault too, for not like you can't really say it's somebody's fault like that, like low key. But in gang wise, he's supposed to be their quote unquote leader, which is kind of weird because nobody really has leaders like that. But he's supposed to be the leader. He should have had them ready. So I don't know, like that's a bad look for him. And then here comes the next part here. I think I missed a part too. So yeah, I did miss a part. So there's a part where Duke and Gata go to the church. They're Shy Girl's already there. They're all at church. Shy Girl's there, and they all get saved, and they start breaking down because all of them are going through pain. We don't get to see the trauma behind it. We get to see the lifestyle that they live, which is because of the trauma that they've been through, but we don't get to see why they did that. And you can kind of see that they're holding a lot of pain and anger and distress inside. A lot of that starts coming out once they feel comfortable enough to release it in front of the pastor. So it's actually a pretty cool moment. You could see all of them. You could see Duke like, fuck, man, like he's sad his boy just passed away. Fucking they just killed Wino. His brother's there. He doesn't want to leave him on the hang. He feels like there's a huge burden on him, and the pastor's trying to tell him like, let all that shit go, right? So with that being said, the only one left to do something about it now is Cisco. Duke's out the game, so Cisco goes over there and they confront, I think it's Stretch and fucking Indio. They confront them, and they're strapped up, so they're like, damn, they caught them slipping. They could have got each and every one of them right now.
Tell your partner put his gun down and say we'll get it done right now. Come on, put his gun down.
There's Robin right there. Hey, that was a pretty hard line though. You're gonna die my way right here in your own barrio. I'm gonna kill you in your barrio. Like Cisco wasn't playing. So they got them at a very vulnerable position. Straps on them, knives out. But I wonder why they didn't strike. And here comes Duke, trying to be a fucking hero, man. And there goes Cisco. So Cisco is gonna try to stab Indio accidentally stabs Duke. But what I tripping out, you got a homie with a gun. He could have at least blasted, bam, bam, bam. At least got somebody on the way out. But instead, everybody just flees. I guess they got kind of scared and shit. So I tripping out though, because that's kind of a bad look. And I'm not judging anybody, but think about it from a gangbanger's perspective. You tell Indio, what happened, Indio? Man, these fools from fucking Duke, Cisco comes over here strapped up, pointing guns like they're gonna do something to me, and this fucking baboso ends up stabbing his brother. Straight fucking lame zones. What happened? We just bounced. Fool, like, these fools putting in work for us. And it's like he could spin that shit nasty. So that was a very bad look for Duke and Cisco. Like really, really bad look. Made their whole water look kind of bad low key. Then the movie ends. Duke is saved, and it says a special thanks to each and every Victory Outreach background player, support, and support person. My bad. I don't know why I'm fucking reading backwards. But yeah, it's actually that's the movie. Again, it's a older movie, made in the 80s. I thought it was really, really dope movie. It really captures an era. It's something that I think the acting was cool. I thought the storyline was pretty good. There was a few things where I was like, come on, man. But it's quotable. All in all, I think it's a very underrated movie because it's a church movie. So it is a church movie at the end of the day. The whole point of the movie is to get people to go to Victory Outreach and show that there's something beyond the street life and shit. So Victory Outreach is a viable option for people is what they're trying to say. So they made a movie because of that. They have numerous plays about it. And I remember the videotape was going around. And it's not a movie it's kind of crazy because it's not a movie that had a huge budget. It's not a movie that fucking had a huge production or anything like that. But I thought it was pretty well put together. I really did, especially for the time. And I wonder why there aren't many other movies like that. Even though we don't have the money, they still put it together really, really well. I thought the actors did a great job. The characters, some of them were developed really good, to the point where I even have content to talk about Indio and Cisco, two characters who I think really shined and who had dope lines and dope storylines, and I can I could break down both of those characters. So I would say if you have not seen this movie, definitely give it a shot. It's a cool movie. It's a lot older, but I thought it was really dope. Wino was one of my favorite characters. Cisco, one of my favorite characters. Indio, a straight fucking scumbag. And Duke, I thought, was bit off more than he could chew. When it came to the Inas, Gata, same way. I thought she bit off more than she could chew. Shy Girl, I think, was someone who was looking for something, and she tried to hold it together, but was being played. Robin, very naive. So I think the characters were really good. Movie cool. Again, give it a shot if you haven't. Much love to Victory Outreach for putting that movie out. And I don't know if they put out any other productions. I know there's a part 2. I haven't seen it. I'll probably check that out. But if you guys know if there's any other Victory Outreach movies that were produced like that, let me know, because they did a relatively good job. Especially not being professionals. They really put together a good movie. So that's what I have to say about that. Much love to the Nasty Crew. Much love to my Y babies. And with that, we out. Peace.